Hello everyone. So, I know it's been about 3 months since I've done a video and I'm truly sorry. I've gotten to the point where I just want to do videos that are important. I don't want to do videos just to do videos. I want to do videos that are important, that make a point, and all that stuff. So, there is a blog post going around the polytheistic community, and it was called Polytheistic Pride. Greek revivalist mommy calls it yes, let's think about the children, and I, of course, blogged and put my own point of view on it. And so I'm actually going to share this on Facebook because I think it's important to talk about this. This is an issue that is coming up due to the inevitability of having children. So when polytheism popped up in America, especially if you're talking about polytheistic religions like heathenism, there was no families, there was no children. It was all a bunch of rough and tough biker gangs that were wearing Thor's hammer and all this stuff. I don't know if it was like that in Europe, but we have now reached a point in our cycle where we are having heathens and Hellenics and Cometics and Celtic Reconstructionists and all those different flavors. They're having children. And because they're having children, this topic is coming up, and it is the same thing that was decided on by the neo-pagans many decades ago. So, Kuskova, who is a heathen and a very controversial one, talked about I think it was either an email or a comment or something like that, where she had gotten, where this woman was a Hellenic polytheist, but she decided that she was not going to raise her daughter in the religion. That you cannot tell from, basically you can't tell from their home that she's a polytheist. So, Kuskova was basically saying, then why are you doing this? If you're not raising your daughter in your practices, why are you doing this? Why are you, in basic terms, is why are you getting up in the morning? Why are you giving offerings to Zeus and Poseidon and Hera and all those deities, and you're not teaching your daughter this? One of the things that a lot of pagans don't understand about how Christianity defeated paganism was the people that enacted these edicts against certain practices. They had been raised in polytheism, in Roman polytheism, Greek polytheism. So they knew how parents taught their children. And it was these traditions that children were taught, that when they grew up, they taught it to their children, and that's how it was kept alive. So by outlawing things like visiting the temples and having household shrines, and most importantly, teaching your children these traditions, they effectively killed it. That is what this woman is basically doing. By not teaching her daughter her traditions, she's effectively killing the tradition, at least in her home. Over in Greece, there are kids that come to gatherings with their parents, and they see rituals being done. They see the gods being honored. And that is how they are going to continue it when they're old enough to marry and have either sire or give birth to children, and their children will be taught it and on not. The thing is, this belief in not raising your children in your tradition stems from neo-paganism. The belief is, if I do not force my child to practice my religion, that they will find their path because supposedly the goddess will allow them to find their path. The goddess has nothing to do with the fact that you fail as a parent in this area. And I know people are going to say, oh, that is harsh and abrasive. No, it's the truth. If you are a parent and you fail to raise your child in your traditions, and they either become an atheist/agnostic or an anti-theist or a Christian, they're going to come back and they're going to absolutely disrespect your home. And if it's an anti-theist, it's going to be a lot worse for you. If you raised your children in the tradition, then your child will respect your traditions because they were raised in it. But the thing is, and I agree with Kaskova on this, we are revitalizing these traditions. You know, there are parents who practice heathenism, there's parents who practice Communicism, there's parents who practice this or that. But yeah, I mean, why is it that the Hellenists in Greece can teach their kids the religion, but over here it's, oh, let them do what they want? No, just don't have them do what they want. Because it kind of wonders, what else do you allow them to do what they want in? So, if we don't teach these traditions, they will die. And it will be a very, very, very bad moment. Because, as I said, our jobs as parents is to provide our kids with food, clothing, shelter, and religion. And no, teaching your child the religion is not the same as indoctrination. And just because you think it looks like it doesn't mean that it is. But yeah. So I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys are getting some food for thought in this video. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Thanks for coming. Sorry about not doing videos and all that type of stuff. So I will see you around, and until next time, be blessed.